Alright, so in this video we're gonna talk about the for loop, our you can say iteration statements. What is iteration statements? Iteration statements allow us to execute a set of code in a loop as long as a certain condition is satisfied. So C# provide us with four different kind of loops. So the first one is going to be for loop, which we have already put it here, this guy here. The second one is while loop, and we have do while loop, and the last one is going to be the for each loop, which I think we have already tried this one previously, but we're going to try it again. So here iteration statements, as I said, allow us to execute a set of code in the loop as long as a certain condition is satisfied. So if you're looking for algorithm wise, for loop is just like a pointers. So if you've done a C#, if you've done a C++, if you know pointers, pointer is just like when you set a condition. For loop, behind the scene it just points to the different it goes in iteration, it goes in say like a wheel, it goes like it counts, it has a counter, and it counts like up, it counts in a plus increment or decrement in either direction. So this for loop is just like a pointers inside the computer. Alright, so now we're gonna see here, we have already seen our statements here. So now we're gonna remove all these for all these. Say switch, we have a switch, and then here what we're gonna do here, we gonna start our for loop. So generally for loops are more complex than do while and while loops. And as I said, just for if you guys want to do complex task, and then for loop is here to help us. If you want to do, for example, very complex difficult task with C# and using very few code, then you're here, you need to learn this for loop. So for loop has the three parts. Now you guys need to put a for, then this is the body of the for here. Inside here you guys need to put your statement, whatever you guys want to put it here. So this part is the statements here. Now here you have you're going to see these two. So if you put by itself, it's going to be infinite loop. Keep in mind, if you guys want to run infinitely and break your system, the computer system, you guys need to do this. Otherwise, I'm just kidding, don't ever try to do this, because your loop's going to go infinite because we didn't put any condition. The first one is going to be initializer. Our sometime you're going to see initializer with S, Z doesn't matter. So the first one is initializer. So if you put a, say for example, 4, and our initializer is gonna be, say for example, int. If you guys needs to declare, if you don't declare, you need to put it here. For example, I equal to 0. You need to initialize your for loop, otherwise without the initializations your for loop's not going to work. You don't have to put a 0, you can put a 1. If you put a 1, it's going to start from 1. If you put a 2, it's going to start from 2. So you don't have to put int here. You can put a, for example, double. You can put a int, you can put a double, you can put whatever you guys want to put here. So this part, the first part, is called initializer. So what is the second part? The second part is called condition. So here it's a Boolean condition. So here now you guys need to put a, say I is less than, for example, 10, for example. This is a condition. So we're going to start from here. You can put an int here. Normally you guys see int here. And now this part is int. It means this initializer starts the engine, the for loop engine. And now this is called condition. So the condition one's going to come in the middle. The final part as for loop is basically updates statement, updates the loop's counter. So here you guys need to put it here, say for example I plus plus. Our sometime you guys will see here plus plus I. Our sometime you're gonna see here I minus minus. Or sometime you're gonna see here decrement. So I minus minus then I. So you guys are going to see here, normally this is called counter here, this is called sorry, the last one is update statement. So we're going to put update because it updates either direction. It's going to, sometimes it goes up with the increment, and sometimes it goes down with the decrement. And inside here you guys need to put your console dot write line, and whatever you guys want to put it here. You can put anything you guys like. So you can count the number of your friends. If you have 10 friends or 20, 30, 40, 400,000 million, whatever friends you have, you can put it here, and you can put your statement here. Or you can say count the product, or you can say count the cars or ships, or whatever you guys want to count. So this is so the main one thing is that you guys need to put your initialize your for loop. If without this one, you guys, your for loop is not going to work. Then this guy here, you guys need to put a condition, and the last one you guys need to put an update. And keep in mind, if you see for example for loop like this, if you see 2 here, it means this is an infinite for loop. So I'm gonna put it here so you guys remember that, infinite for loop. Normally this is called infinite for loop. As I said, the for loop is just exactly like a pointers. In C++, it iterates, it goes around and around and around. In whatever here, if you set the condition till 10, it starts from 1 and it's going to count till 10 because we put an increment here. So if you put an increment here, it's going to go up. So but if you put a decrement here, because you initialize from 1, it's not going to work, because here you guys then it needs to go negative, and because there is no condition here, this condition is this boolean is false, it's not going to go ahead. But because now our because we have put a int I equal to 1 and we're going up, and our update is up, so it means that's true. This boolean condition here is true. You can put it here like some people they call it boolean. You can put a condition or a boolean condition. So sometime you guys going to see someone declare here already int I. If you declare already before for loop, then the C# already knows and reserve space for this guy here, int I, and now you guys don't need to put here in your initializer int I. You just put I here. But provided you guys already defined this one. But if you guys didn't declare this int I, it means the C# doesn't know anything, because C# is taken from C++ and the C++ taken from C. When you guys do this behind the scene in computer memory, then there's going to be a space created for this one. So it means I has a space there. But if you C#, then C or C++ going to look for this int I. If I couldn't find this I, it means you guys going to get a very weird error. So if you guys gonna get error, your program crashes. You guys need to put at least something here. If you guys declare this one, most programmers they do that. You guys don't need to put it here. But if you don't put if you don't put it here, make sure you put it here. So at least C# knows that where this I came from. Because C# is just like a C++, it's static language. You guys need to declare whatever you guys need. Why we declare? Because we need to reserve a space in memory. So C# gonna go in the memory and gonna put a space for this I. So this is say for example, now we're gonna write a small program. We're gonna put a for, and here we're gonna put a int I equal to, say for example, 0, and I is less than, for example, 10. Now I plus plus, because we're going to put a counter. So here in console.write line, you guys just need to put an I. So when you put an I, it means the C# is going to start counting this one. Very easy. You're going to see here only 4 lines with this body. Otherwise you can see this one 2 lines. So here I made a mistake. You guys need to put it plus here. So now when you put it here, the initializer int I equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. But if you remove this int, then you guys gonna get C# giving you error, because now C# looking for this I, where this I came from. But if you put int I, then the error goes away. It's all very optional, but if you guys For simplicity reason, you guys need to put it here, because here you're not going to forget every time you're going to put it here. So we're going to remove from here, and we're going to put this int here. Normally you guys going to see here, because programmers, they make a habit of putting inside the for loop initializer, because you guys can't remember all the time inside all this code. This is a lot easier, this is more convenient, and this is like you guys can remember all the time. So say for example, now if we run our program, then you guys going to see here our program starts the counter is going to start from 0, then the counter is going to go all the way to 10, because that's our boolean condition. When this becomes false, because as long as it's true, it's going to iterate. When it's going to come 0, then the next loop is going to come 1, it's going to check the condition, then the condition is 10, okay, 1 is less than 10, then it's going to look here, this counter moves up, then it goes 2, then it goes 3, then it checks the condition. Every time it comes in, checks the condition. When every time the condition is true, provided there is a counter here, it moves forward. As soon as it hits 10, after 10 it's 11, because the condition becomes false, and this is our boolean condition. As soon as it's false, it stops there. Alright, so if you guys observe here, we have our loop starts from 0 and all the way to 9. Why we don't see number 10? Because here, if you guys here put it here less than 10, it means you guys not going to see number 10. But if you guys want to see number 10, so now we're going to come here. If you guys want to see this number 10, you guys need to put it equal here. So now is I is less than or equal to 10. So now we're going to run again, because now if you look in here, int I equal to 0, we initialize it from 0, then we initialize it. If you guys want to include this 10, there's very easy. It is a little bit tricky here. If you guys want to put this one here, include 10, you guys need to put a equal sign here, and then here you guys need to put a counter as it is. So now you're looking here, our loop starts from 0 and ends in 10. But if you don't put this guy here, then it means you guys not going to see anything here. You guys not going to see the number 10 if you guys don't put this equal sign there. Alright, so now we're gonna make another program. For example, what happens if we want to put a, say for example, times table, for example. So we can convert this one. So times table, very easy. You guys need to put int I equal to 0, or you can put a multiplication table equal to 0, or you can put a from say for example 1. We can put a 1, and then here you can put a 12, for example, if you guys want your times table to look like 12. And here you guys need to put some sort of line. Instead of I, you guys need to put some sort of say interpolation. What is interpolation? As I said in the previous video, you guys need to put a $sign here. So it's called string interpolation. So you guys need to put here for placeholder here, and you guys need to put I inside here, and then you guys need to put a multiply, and you put a 12 here, and then you guys need to put equal to, and then another placeholder here, and then you guys need to put I multiply 12. This star is the multiplication 12, and you guys have one big times table. So we're gonna run this program. We're gonna see if we have an error, and if we have error, why we have an error. So now our program is executing, and we see if we have a times table till 12. Alright, so as you guys gonna see here, our times table has here been executed here. So 1 times 12, 12, 2 times 12, 24, and you guys gonna see here this with just a few lines of code we have done here a times table here. So now you guys know that for loop in C# is very powerful. As you guys gonna see here, we just put 2 lines of code, and you're gonna see here it gives us number 12 table here. So here now looking here, we have started our loop from 1. So here we have put the condition, boolean condition till 12. So here we have incremented this one, and here is called string interpolation, and this one is called positional here. In here we have put it 1, as you guys going to see here. If I run again, you guys going to see here this number 1 in here. You guys going to see here 1 2 3 because it's counting. There is a counter, there is a pointer going on behind the scene. Its point, it iterates through, so it goes 1. This guy is going to see here 1, and this one is still because this one's got nothing to do. This guy here is moving. That's what is called string interpolation here. So here number 1 then becomes number 2 3 4 5 all the way to 12. Why it become 12? Because we set the condition 12 here. So because it goes all the way to 12 like before, if you put 100 it goes to 100. So how this this happening here? Because here multiply 12, we put 12 here, and then here that's what the magic happens, because we put then I, whatever the I is here. If number 1 times 12, then I times 12 is say 12. Then it goes in the next iteration like a wheel, it turns like a clock. It next iteration to I 12, then the counter puts one more up, so it comes to here. When this one goes all the way here, then it checks here again, then it checks here 1 is done, then 2 is done, it checks here is less than 12, the condition is true, then it jumps here, counter 1 up, then counter 1 up, then counter 1 up. It reaches till the last iteration, which goes like a circle. In here checks 12, it becomes, after 12 it becomes false, and it stops here. So that's what, if you put 100 here, it goes all the way to 100. So don't put too many big numbers, because sometimes it might break your system. So here, if you put it I equal to 1, I is less than equal to 12, because if you guys want to include 12, you guys need to put equal sign here, and here you guys need to put whatever here, the number 12. If you put a 10, and you need to put a 10 here, 10 here. So when it then it's going to count till 10. So that's how the for loop works. The first part is initialization, the second part is boolean condition, and the last part is updater. So this is the algorithms of for loop. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Crowwood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in comment box. Otherwise, can't wait to see you guys in the next video, and bye.